Oh, yes, here's our note taker. Yeah, sorry, I was just in 3 hours, 4 hours of back-to-back meetings, so warming up soup. I'll be at my desk in 5 minutes.
Don't worry.
Yeah, how have things been with you? Did you get a chance to look at, did I send you the video from the Czechia conversation?
Yes, I did. You sent it and I watched it last night. So I have
Cool.
I have it fresh in my mind.
And sorry, you did or you did not watch it yet?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I would love to hear what your thoughts or impressions were.
Well, it's super clear. It's like if we already had this conversation, Joan, because you explain everything with him. Yeah, I can see how, like, where our conversation now can go. I have some specific questions, and
Sorry, just 1 second.
yeah, it's okay. Take your time.
Hola.
Hi. Hi, Eugenia. Hey, nice to see you.
Quick, I need to still write this email. I've been like super busy because we are planning our first fundraiser event this week for Eternal Forest. But I think until the end of the week I will send everything because I owe that summarizing email and with some ideas and everything. So yes, just wanted to say hello to you.
Yes, great to know. Yeah, preparing these things for the fundraising will also help you to have things ready for sharing with the rest.
Yeah. Also, I can share with you the moment it's ready. Okay, Victor is ready for the call. Good to see you.
Okay, yes, Evgenia.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I had no idea you were working or talking with Evgenia. It's great.
Yes, yeah, we did 2 weeks ago.
We have the first fundraise kickoff event for Eternal Forest this Thursday, so also lots of running around and preparing that. I did a lot of the design on the website, so that took a chunk of time. Okay.
Yeah, I can imagine. Writing down all the ideas and sending them in the best way, the most convincing way.
Yeah. So yes. So
I can tell you some updates while you eat your soup if you want. So while watching your video last night I was watching it, and I was thinking like, okay, the place, what about the place? So I started contacting some of my friends that are in the region, asking them what do they think and about ideas. So I have some ideas. They mentioned different places. The thing is that I don't know how much surface we need for the amount of people that we need, for example, and how much people to target. If we're targeting the same amount of people as for Czechia, would be 250 to 300. For that part, I don't know. And then what surface is needed for each amount of people.
In terms of the number of people, I think that is something for you to think about. I think you can try different sizes, right? The format is probably flexible.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how much pool we have from our marketing campaigns and also the logistic capacity, which I'm going to be honest with you, I have organized some parties when I was in university, but it's not the same. Like in the parties we have 300 people, but that was a super easy event because it's people from university, so everyone wants to come. You don't even need to market anything, and the organization was super easy as well. But aside from that, I haven't organized like real festivals.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's where it's important to find a good team, good partners. I think whether it's 50 people or 300 people, as long as there is enough time, you're talking about Yucatan, so it's the Tulum ecosystem, and people can come from the US.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the people will come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I'm not worried about that. I think actually it's easy to find the people.
And in terms of the local logistics on the ground, you don't want to be figuring it out yourself from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a country, a place where you're not embedded, and in a country like that, which has a lot of local realities.
Yeah. Yes. Yes,
So,
as we said last time, the safety, security is one of the main.
yeah. So need to find either a land partner
Mm-hmm.
that can take care of that, and then they will tell you, right? Because it's not just how much land, it's you need the toilets, you need showers, you need facilities, right? And that's actually more limiting. People, especially when they're standing up or when they're in a tent or whatever, the space is not, they don't take up so much space. But having facilities, clean drinking water, right? That's, let's start with the clean drinking water, toilets, and then showers, right? In the kind of order of priority in terms of how quickly do things get bad if you don't have it, right? If you don't have clean drinking water, out.
So, yeah.
Once in my life, fortunately only once, I was at a event, a festival where the drinking water wasn't good. It was in South Africa in 2002, and it was an event that they did for the eclipse. So you have to do it where the eclipse is. You don't get to choose the location. You have a path. And the drinking water was not good, and something most of us after the event, but 30 to 50% of the whatever thousand people got sick. I had my girlfriend at the time, I was taking her to a hospital with, that's not, it's just, there's no way to make that good.
Yeah, no, that's not a desirable outcome. Absolutely.
The next one is toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you need the toilets, but boys can, worst case, can go pee in the thing. If it's a mess, also it can spread disease and it can be not nice. Not as big a problem as drinking water, but also very important. And then showers, of course, arguably it's a comfort thing, but it makes a big difference for people, especially women, whether you can have a shower or not, right?
Especially in a warm weather, you need
Especially
everyone's
warm
sweating.
weather and outside where you maybe it's dusty or you get dirty. So those three things are really important. After that is shade and food, or maybe shade is even near the top, but I think there it's wooded, so shade is not such a big idea, big challenge. But yeah, if you're out there and it's flat in the desert and 40 degrees outside, then shade is very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
I was even once, I think it's only, but I think they do it in other places now too. But I was in Australia at an outdoor festival, again for the eclipse. And there, I mean, it's hot. It gets really hot. They actually had water sprinklers over the dance floor
Oh,
just
that's
to
nice.
get,
Good idea.
just to get people to, not die. So you really want, but there is a lot of people, right? So you either need to find a landowner who can take care of the basics, water, toilets, sanitation. Or the other option is find a partner, somebody that runs music festivals outdoors, because they also have experience running. There's a whole world of people that have experience organizing outdoor festivals.
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody that does, I don't know, camping trips for the thing. So and then these days, this kind of event, a lot of people don't bring their own tents. They want glamping. So this can also be an interesting angle to go from. I don't know if there's glamping providers in that area or whatever, but I would search, find them, and talk to them because they'll also know locations. There's also, again, I don't know if this exists there, but in Europe, there's a growing market of outdoor weddings, wedding venue organizers. They have big tents, they do stuff in big locations. So, yeah, just need to. And I think once you say, yes, I'm doing it, and then put out a clear invitation, which of course I and the gathering will help spread through the network. You know, it's shaking the universe. The places are out there, and it's an interesting proposition. And I think many people would want to connect. The people, the land, and the people will come.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sure. I'm not worried about it. Actually, I was talking with someone yesterday, and he said I have his cousin has a 100-hectare land. So I mean,
Yeah.
so far I have like at least 5 suggestions from people I got in 2 hours asking.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, what I'm mostly concerned is about the logistics and the time needed to organize it. I was thinking also about the dates. For whether it's best to do it between November and February. And then I thought November, there is one holiday that is on a Monday, so maybe people has extra time to come. Because a situation in Mexico is that people work a lot. It's easy to get vacation. So if we take this extra day that they get on a Monday, maybe we can use that.
Yeah. That's cool. Also, really, and this has been a part of the communications challenge, is to get people to understand and to connect with this. It's not a party. This is not a holiday. This is part of your work of building your business, right? Like when you go to a trade show or a conference, you don't count it as holiday, right? You count it as part of your work.
Yeah, that's true. But still, people
Yeah, I understand.
having a
I know
normal Friday job. Yeah. Okay, yeah, just for framing.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I fully I understand what you're saying, but that's because I've had that same challenge, and that's what I had to repeat to people. I mean, this is part of building your business, your community, or your livelihood. It's not just a party, or it's not a party. But yes, it's navigating that, and that's part of the big challenge of the communication with the gathering. Is it's a festival and a conference and a trade show, and that's where I think the interesting, important thing to think about is who to invite. And also, it's cool that you're starting with a company, right? The business that wants to, or I guess will be a key partner that wants to be part of the event, right?
Yeah, it's a DAO, actually.
The DAO. Great. So that already sets the tone, and the DAO people, they are actually, they know, and all of these DAO crypto events, it's exactly, I would say, less holistic, but it's that, but in a city. There is the parties. Everybody knows it's about the parties and meeting and connecting with people, but there is the other thing. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it was really interesting also as part of the conversation you had, and I saw in the video about how to engage people, how to attract them through the interviews with who is coming. So how to approach it. They start inviting organizations and representatives, and then once they confirm, do the interviews and put them out there so more people is interested in coming. Is that the path?
I wasn't sure whether you're making a statement or a question, but yes,
I was telling what I understood and asking if my understanding
yes,
is
exactly.
accurate.
And what I was saying there is we did a little bit of it last year, and now I'm sure we should do much more of it. So, because yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. Everybody asks, you know, if you look at a standard conference or a music concert, I go because I know the names, right? And if I don't know the names, why am I going? Well, then I often go because my friends are going, right? And in this case, because we don't have speakers, but it is about bringing all of these organizations, that's what's interesting. So I think doing more interviews, many more, and also I'm working for around this in other projects. I mean, hopefully we'll put it up. I don't think we need to do all of the interviews or conversations. Let's think about it as conversations more than interviews ourselves, right? Because it's important that we show who's coming and what ideas and things they're bringing. But I want to get into this. People are talking to each other, but it's recorded and we publish it. So we'll work on that framework and share it. But this is a key part and a key thing that will really bring interest is to show people the cool people that are coming and the idea spaces they're bringing. And uh, something that I think really worth doing to get started. Let me screen share. So this is the Pakistan gathering planning. And this is in process, but I think it's a useful thing to do is to map out what are the movements that we want to invite, because the gathering is about bringing in people from different idea spaces together. So here, for example, for Pakistan, Web3 and women's rights, for example, this is a important topic, and there is important organizations want to bring together. Circular economy. In Pakistan, for example, Islamic financing is very interesting because I don't know if you've heard about it, but Islamic financing is interest is illegal.
Is what?
Interest. So lending money for profit is not not allowed. So they come up with a lot of new and creative ways of enabling funding of organizations and such, and that leads to regenerative finance and such, ecosystem restoration. So this is the interesting and relevant movements for the Pakistan gathering. So creating a map like this of who we want to invite in Mexico, I think will be really interesting and important exercise. And then based on that, can see on who can the ambassadors be, which organizations want to bring in. Education and learning is super interesting and important. So creating that kind of a idea map will help the people coming to understand what it's about and who's coming together, and it will help organize the work for outreach.
Sorry, can you repeat the last part, the outreach?
It will help organize the outreach, right? So if if you were interested in regenerative agriculture and you get 1, 2, 3 organizations working in regenerative agriculture, then they will know the other people, and already if their name are on the coming list, then it will be easier to attract others and so on and so forth.
Yeah, everyone will be bringing their tribes, so that's it. Yeah.
Their tribes and then their friends.
Right. I think in general terms, the categories are the same. Then we have to find the local actors.
Yes. I mean, I think the categories will be, many will be similar, but some will be different.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, we don't have Islamic funding, but for the rest, I think they are super relevant. Tourism in that region is like critical, specifically critical. Indigenous knowledge as well. Um, yeah, well, most of them, but those two. Um, then for the camps, because they are probably derived from these, no?
yes. So, I mean, in general, the invitation is each organization makes a camp, but many organizations choose to partner and do camp together with their friends. After that, it will be emergent.
How do we motivate people to create their own camp, or what's the proposition or the yeah, how to make them interested in doing it?
Yes. So this is the invitation to come and participate, right? Is to bring to come. The invitation is to come as an organization and to as in a trade show or in any kind of a professional event, right? I mean, we have materials. I actually, let me add that I will organize and share with you what we shared with the camp leaders. But the invitation is this is an opportunity for you to come and grow, level up your organization. So think about what is it that you need. Do you need, okay, customers is maybe easy, but maybe you need partners. Maybe you're looking for team members. Maybe you're trying to build a community and you need community members. Maybe you have some challenges as a organization that you would like to get smart, interesting people to help you with, right? I've been saying that the gathering is a 200-person, 500-person think tank of really smart people who are all aligned around the same purpose and who all want you to succeed. How can you get them to help you?
Okay. And also they get support for having the camp. They get a percentage of the tickets of the people that register in their camp.
Yes. So the way we did it, we're definitely not doing it the way we did it last year, because last year people had to choose the camp when they were buying the ticket, which just sucked. It was just broke people's minds. It was too complicated. It's a miracle, and we ended up with. So clearly, the way it should be is people buy the ticket and then they choose the camp. And then, yeah, I mean, in our case, it was somewhere, I can't remember because we allowed the camps to do it, but let's say 1/3 or whatever decide of the ticket fee goes to the camp for their production. Uh, but they can raise additional funds, etc., etc. So yeah, did that answer your question?
Yes, yeah, it is. Thank you. What else? How much time is needed to organize it? Do you know? Well, of course, it varies on logistic power, but more or less.
I mean, there is hard to tell. I mean, so there is what are the big components, right? There is the physical component, so finding the land and organizing this stuff. I don't know if the land needs to have toilets built or something, then that's a lot of work. But that should be hopefully the responsibility of the land partner. There is organizing the invitations and the sales, so getting the word out there and so forth. I don't know. I would say for the first one, it was me and one other person really that were fully on it. I think we can do it better for 200, 250 people, but I had some network in the thing, but now the gathering exists. 2, 3 months worth of work full time spread over a year.
Yeah.
But a lot will depend on how much of an existing network you have, how much of the land partner can do. Yeah.
I see.
So all of the gatherings that we did were financially sustainable. So I never got paid, but the other person who was working on it got paid. We have all of the budgets and stuff to share with you. But I think it's really important to think about it and make sure that it aligns for you with your career, with your other work. Yeah. Because, for me, like I say, I've been working on this for 3 years now. I've never gotten paid. Maybe I'll never get paid, but at least I didn't lose money. Thank God. But I never got paid. But the network that it built out, the conversations that I have had, I think it's fundamentally changed the course of my career and probably my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's also how I see it. Like,
And that's invaluable, right? The great thing about an event like this is you can literally contact anybody
yeah.
and say, I'm doing this, da da da, would you be interested? And even if people are not available, nobody will feel like, you're trying to sell them stuff or whatever. So, and also now I think it's a really great time because there is a lot of openness. The ecosystem is still in building stages. So people are really open. Yeah, I've had amazing conversations, made amazing connections, which will last a lifetime.
Yes. Yeah, that's the point of it. Like, connect all the people, connect the network, create the network, create the
Yeah.
community.
So, it's like writing a book. Nobody makes money from writing a book. It's 0.01% of people that actually live from writing books as authors. People write books because it establishes them as an authority. They get hired as consultant, they get hired as speakers, that establishes their authority. So for some people, it's writing a book. I think for us weavers and such, building events and bringing people together, that's my version of writing a book.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I see. Still, maybe people. Well, yeah. To get people to help, it's more difficult if they are not getting paid. Like now we are self motivated to do it, but when you talk with someone else, like you want to do it and put a lot of time or
I think
something.
for sure. So this was actually my key question for today is, do you want help in inviting people in building a team? And something that I didn't do until before because it was not available. But I have a question of whether doing the local gathering as a DAO might not be a way and tracking contribution that way. I'm actually going to be talking with Gustavo and seeing. So yes, building out, and then if you build out and get, 5, 10 people helping a few hours here and there, then it becomes much, much easier.
Right. So you asked me if I need help to build the team.
Yeah, if it's something that I mean, I can put out the word. Yeah, do you need support in that area?
Not sure. I mean, it's not a yes or a no. I think I can find some people, but I need to understand better the roles or like the specific tasks that need to be done.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we can write that out. I think the first at a high level, I would say three areas. First one is finding the land and interfacing, managing, organizing everything around the land.
Mhm.
So making sure safety, uh, safety, clean water, toilets, sanitation, showers, etc. Then food, so that there is vendors, that there is, you know, good, healthy food. And then also working with glamping and other tent providers, the space, but first finding the space. The second area is uh, promotion. I mean, I don't want to call it promotion, is the storytelling, the narrative, doing interviews, sharing the interviews, inviting people. So I guess communications, then outreach. Land communications outreach, so talking to different organizations, inviting them, bringing them in. Then there is incubation, so incubating people who say, yes, I'll come, I'll do a camp, helping them through the process of getting organized, etc. Yeah, I mean, I think those are the key areas at the start.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I think communication, like social media, is one of my not so strong parts. I don't use Instagram. I was out of Facebook. I was not using it for a while.
I think so. In that, I think because I think we did a pretty good job. To a certain degree, we can support you.
Mhm.
And for sure, a key thing that the Gathering Global will do is create a conversation. Now we're having one-on-one, and you saw the video with Vladimir, because I don't want to just throw everybody into one room because it's too early. But once we get going, then we'll have regular conversations and everybody's learning from everybody else, right?
Mhm.
I mean, he is a much more experienced event organizer than us, right? He's been doing TEDx in Czechia for 10 years or more, right?
Mhm.
So, and we will have other people organizing, so there will be a lot of wisdom in the room. So
Okay.
that I see that as my key role, is facilitating or and emerging the conversation between the different organizers to share wisdom and create mutual support.
Mhm. Yeah, all right. Yeah, then for the outreach and the incubation, I think I'm okay to do it. I'm fine. For the physical, well, I'm not in Mexico. I'm in France, so it's a tricky thing to manage that from distance. But of course, I will get some local partners. Within the people I know. So that's why I want to have the things like really, really clear to propose them, what's in it for them, what exactly is expected, and all the details.
Yeah, so that's in terms of the roadmap, right? I think
Mhm.
we need to decide that if so, because now I'm trying to not make any assumptions, right? Uh, and also we haven't got the initial contract, but when we are ready and you put up your hand, you need to think of which organization you will be doing it legally through. Have you thought about that?
No, not at all. Okay, I need a registered organization.
For selling tickets, for getting insurance, right? For dealing with money, there is the gathering in Portugal, but it's a Portuguese organization. We could potentially fiscal host you so that you run it through our organization and our Stripe, but maybe it's not and we have a Revolut account. Maybe we could do it in US dollars or Mexico peso. I don't know. We would have to think about that. But if you have your own organization for that, it would be easier because it's all in your control.
Okay.
But harder because you need organization. So we will have options.
Okay. Is it better to have that this is a proper company or an NGO or a cooperative? Does the status matter or not really?
I mean, what you need is a bank account that you can connect Stripe to. You need a bank account and a Stripe account.
And a social, no, what's a legal person, a legal figure, a registered thing.
Possibly. I did the first one through my own personal bank account, but even with 200 people at $100 per ticket, it's 20,000, right? 20, 30,000. And then you pass it through your bank account, and then, it could hit you with taxes. Where are you a tax resident?
Yes, I am.
Where? Which country?
In both, actually. I pay taxes in Mexico and in France.
What? Both?
Yes, but not repeatedly. I don't pay double. I pay what the money I make in Mexico, I pay taxes in Mexico. And so far, I'm not making money in France, but my partner is, so we do the declaration together.
Okay, so you're a tax resident in France.
Yes, and in Mexico as well. I was thinking, going back to this idea of the DAO, I think it would be super interesting to test it. Because with the organization, the other DAO I told you about is the name is Urbanica. So what we're trying to do with it is to create generative, smart, and participatory cities through DAOification of neighborhoods and through ecotech solutions. So it would be a really nice experiment to have this
It would be if you
organization as a DAO,
especially if
and
you
create a festival regeneratively with all these solutions.
I mean, especially if you already have sometimes birds fly in and they're really stupid because then they try and go up, but the door is here.
Oh.
Like, they're gonna shit on my head. They come in. Yes, especially if you already have experience with DAOs, that would be great. I think in the case of Czechia, they already have an events company. So for them, it's not relevant. They have their own setup. For many others, it would be really great. And if you didn't have DAO experience, I would be like, I'm not sure, but yes, definitely. I have a friend that's working on this system for tracking contribution. So that would be a really cool thing to work on together. And like I say, there will be multiple other gatherings. So we'll also be figuring out together.
Yeah, and we can even like build in public, like say, like show publicly all the transactions and the things that are happening in the DAO and the management that is taking place.
Yeah, this is also, I mean, in the end, I didn't publish it because nobody really asked. But my principle is that all of the finances are open just because, I mean, nobody's getting rich. And if somebody complains, why does it cost this much? I'm just happy say, here, look at the spreadsheet, tell me how to do it better. Right? Yeah, so build in public, open, we'll definitely share between the different gatherings. It will be good. There's a friend working on a tool which could be interesting in it. Need to start a chat with him as well. And then, yeah, it's and then at the end, everybody tracks their contribution. And at the end, there's a distribution depending on, yeah, whatever is agreed. And it's transparent and it enables many people to come contribute. So that would be cool.
Yeah, it's part of this educative component of bringing blockchain to people, or Web3 general.
And do you have a sense of how big? I mean, I guess you need to talk with locations because that's what really determines it. And yeah, it really needs to be the person that's stewarding the land that will tell you, yes, we can provide. And ideally, I mean, there is a whole bunch of different kind of music festivals and stuff outdoor. So somebody locations that are hosting those would be good candidates.
Yeah, in Mexico, festivals are not that long. I think most 2 nights or something. Not
Yeah,
well.
but 2 nights or 5 nights, it's
Super different.
you still need to provide people place to sleep, to go to the bathroom, to yeah.
So first steps would be finding the venue and finding the communities, like the sectors and the ambassadors of each.
Uh, yes, I think the first thing is we need to get the agreement together, and I'm going to make the announcement on the Gathering Global this month. And we need to sign. I mean, it will be a human contract, right? It's not some kind of a long lawyer contract, but it will outline of what your responsibilities, what the gathering responsibilities are, and so on and so forth. And then I'm making the announcement about the Gathering Global. We'll make the announcement about the gathering in Mexico. So think about and then it might be good actually. The first thing I would really think is the spheres of who you would like to bring together from which kind of groups, because that will be part of the announcement. And then think in the announcement to which kind of help do you want contribution with, right? Because when we put it through the gathering channels, and then I have your LinkedIn, my LinkedIn, we can start putting it out. Yeah, I think, if we put it through the Telegram community, we put it through LinkedIn and the other things, there will be at least 10, 20 people who come and say, either I want to participate or I want to help or you should talk to this person. So also at that point, it will be important to quickly set up a CRM. Are you familiar with Airtable?
Yes, I'm using it.
Okay, great. Yeah, we've been heavily relying on Airtable, so I can show and I can support you well in that.
Okay.
And that will be an important thing to set up before you start because it's you open the tap and then the people start flowing and within a few weeks you're just like, who was I talking to? You start losing the connections. And yeah, I mean, and very quickly it becomes, yeah. And if you're having tens or hundreds conversations but you're not able to track it somehow or all of this, then it just becomes entertainment and you might as well be watching Netflix. Netflix, but it's just Netflix. So that's great that you're using it. It will help set you up with that.
Thanks.
And then, yeah, I mean, I think it will be a lot of fun. Also, can put it out to your LinkedIn, after we'll record an interview. I'll record an interview with you about why you're doing it, That will be also a nice thing to post.
Yeah.
And then we'll start regular meetups with the other organizers. And I think it's going to be, and we'll have interviews, with the people doing it in Europe, people doing it in Pakistan, in Mexico, and Morocco, other countries. I think it's going to be really cool.
Yes, that's part of the points in common and the specific differences. Yeah. Yeah, even the different points will make us have specific insights for our own thing that maybe we didn't think about. What is a recommended or optimal team size?
I mean, that's always the same in life. It's 5 to 7, right? I think in this case, probably, yeah. I mean, if we think about it, right? If we have a person, because there'll be probably a bunch of volunteers and people supporting, right? So if we have a person holding up each of the things of the physical land, communications, outreach, incubation, and then maybe, I don't know, financial organization in general. Yeah, we're 5.
Yes, okay. So they will be managing volunteers.
Yeah.
Or handling the things themselves.
And if we are and then if we have a DAO, then need to think through the financial design, but that maybe they're not volunteers. Maybe they get part of the ticket is distributed to them, right? Because if we have a DAO, it will not be much money. So, but yeah, maybe it's not financial, maybe it's recognition. There is, yeah, with the DAO, a whole new universe opens up of possibilities.
Yeah. Okay. Also, well, the more people that comes, the more likely it is to have some excellent revenue to distribute to the
Yeah,
people that work.
I will. I'm adding tasks for myself. Do you have experience with spreadsheets, financial models and stuff?
Not much. No, not really. I mean, spreadsheets in general, I understand. I'm good with math. I took a accounting class in high school, but more than that, not really.
Okay, no, I'm you don't need to because it's not so complicated. I'm just asking it at what level to share the information to, right? Because I don't know, you could have told me I'm an accountant and and then it's one conversation or it's another. So yeah, I mean, I can walk you through, I will share with you and I can walk you through the spreadsheet.
Mhm. Yeah, that would be helpful. Interesting.
And uh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be super helpful actually, because for budgeting, I mean, I can understand it if I see it, but to really create it on my own, yeah, I need help.
Yeah. So I think in that case, yeah, having one person also as part of the team uh, that works on that would be useful.
Mhm. Yes, for sure. I will talk with the people from the DAO to see how can we, if and how can we run it through the DAO.
I would,
Um,
I think I would create a new DAO for the event.
okay. Yeah.
But I mean, you could run it. Yeah, think about it. Let's think creatively because it's a new thing. Does the DAO have a bank account?
Not sure. I mean, they have been getting funding in Gibet, but I don't know who is the bank account name.
So, but they only have crypto because I mean, to have a bank account, they would need to have some kind of a legal twin, right? Of
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I have to check that again.
but yeah, I mean, especially if the event is smaller, so 200, 300 people, it's easier. We can figure it out. If it ends up being 1,000 people or something, then
Yeah, I wouldn't go for the 1,000 people for the first time.
yeah, I mean, unless unless you had a partner that's done events that size, it would not be a good idea.
Mhm. But even also for the experience, like for the interaction between people.
Yes.
Like for me, in the last one, well, for everyone, I guess, like having 20 events at the same time, you have to choose. It's like, wow. I mean, it's great, it's super fun, but 20 is already crazy. So what are you going to do if you have 50 events? Like,
Well, and then now it's going to be harder because you have to choose not just from 20 events and 20 camps. You're going to have to choose from 5 or 6 countries.
at which festival to go?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
one more layer of choice.
Yeah, so true. Yeah, but that's a decision you take first. Well, yeah, when you choose where to go,
Yeah.
first you choose a country. Once you're in the country, now you get crazy for the camps events.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was so my experience with different music and outdoor festivals is up to about 3,000 people, depending on the location, maybe as much as 5,000. It's still a good atmosphere, like it was there. Uh, Once you get to 10,000 or 50,000 or 100,000, then it's like it's a crowd. It's just craziness. Which can also be cool, right? That's why people love Boom or Burning Man or some of the big events, but it's very much a crowd. But,
Yeah, and it's a
but
festival, music festival mostly.
yeah. I mean, my experiences with music festivals and with some cultural religious festivals. Now there's Kumbh Mela in India. Did you see the news?
No.
400 million people.
What? In a festival?
Let me say this because
You serious? 400 billion. It's like the whole Europe in one festival. No.
uh,
Searching for it because it's what?
40 crore devotees. How much is a crore? 400 million people. Yeah.
Wow. It's a pilgrimage.
It's a pilgrimage. Of course, it's a holy festival, the biggest holy festival in India. But how is that for a festival?
The world. The world, I would say.
I think the biggest one a thing that I've been to was in the Love Parade in Berlin in 1996
Mm-hmm.
was depending on which news you believe between 750,000 and 1.5 million people
Wow.
came to Berlin. But 400 million people is next level again.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not
I
scared
would,
with 500 people then. It's
I
okay.
think I would say 150, 200 is the event format that was in Portugal makes sense. I think if it's under less than 100 people, I think need to think and adjust the event format.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
No,
that
it's too little. It's too little. I mean, one birthday party of a friend we organized was 100 people already. So.
too little, not too little. You know, you and 2 of your friends can be an amazing time too. It's different. So it's different, and I think it will require a quite different format. If it's 30 people or 50 people, it can still be great, but it's definitely different.
Mhm.
So I think should aim for at least 150, 200 people. Uh, that's what I think we had like 180 tickets sold the first time, but there were other people and staff, and so we were around 250. And yeah, it was good. So yeah, that's the idea on size.
Mhm.
But the bottom line, the first and foremost, safety and sanitation. Uh,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I think around 300 people is perfectly doable and rational and
Yeah.
more, but around more or less.
So what else do you need? And I mean, do you feel that you're ready to say yes now, or you want to think about it some more? Uh, how is your feeling on this?
Um, Yeah, I think I'm in. Mhm.
Okay,
I raise
great,
my hand. I'm
great,
there.
wonderful. This is being recorded. So I will put together, then the next step is on me. I will put together the simple agreement, MOU,
Mhm.
so we have something on paper. Again, the focus is to clarify. It's about communication, right? It's not like we're big enough that you'll sue me or I'll sue you, but to clarify the communication. Also, because the gathering, my I have a second conversation with Vladimir. I'll share it to you, but it wasn't online yet. And the goal with the gathering is exit to community. So when I started in 2022, I said I will steward this thing for 10 years and then I want to exit it to community.
Mhm.
So I think at the start with something completely new, it's important to have one person holding and driving the vision. But my goal is it's not, I hope this grows big and makes everybody participating rich, but it's not, I'm not looking at it as a company. I'm looking at it as a personal quest, and also with the goal of creating, 400 million people in 10 years, in 20 years. Why couldn't we have 400 million people meeting globally around? It is that important, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so I mean, we will start with the conversation, but the goal is to move towards decentralization. So, what I wanted, the reason that I'm bringing this up, it's not like I can, and this needs to be clear in the agreement, not like I can give you your lifelong right to run the gathering in Mexico, because it's not even mine to give, right? So, we
Mhm.
really need to look at it, and I don't know what the financial flows will be. We will all need to figure this out together. So some money will need to go to the center, but maybe the first year you don't make any profit, but in the long run, so the agreement will be for 1 year to run
Mhm.
the gathering once, with the
Mhm.
understanding that then we will need to renegotiate and rethink about it. Because
Mhm.
I think it made sense, but just to set the
Yeah.
expectations, right? Of course, if
Mhm.
it goes well, we'll continue working together, but we also need to rethink and all together. And the goal is that eventually the central gathering global organization is run by the people that are running the local ones.
Mhm. Yeah. Like a dog.
Yeah,
Like.
yeah, exactly. Hopefully the DAOs and things will be easy and fun by the time in 2032. I mean, I'm happy to say goodbye sooner, but it's like a baby, right? You
Mhm.
push it out the door before it's ready to walk by itself.
Yeah. 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 It's a process of passing your know-how, your knowledge, your advice, your experience.
Yeah, and then also making some creative decisions, right? Because I do have a certain sense of, you know, and I think when there is a single vision holder, you can be more creative and push things further. So
Mhm.
this is my, by the way, this is my kind of life mental model. Communities are really great at taking things and keeping them going for hundreds of years, even thousands of years, right? Actually, I wonder how old is this Kumbela? I bet you it's a couple 100 years old, right? Because communities are great at this, Uh, 144 origins, Kumbela. I don't know. anyways, it's very old, and communities are great at keeping things going for a long, long time. But they're not good at innovating and coming up with new and novel ideas. Individuals and teams are good at that, taking risk, doing crazy stuff, etc. So for me, we're still in this innovation startup phase, and we need to figure out what does it mean to do a global event that's local. But when we do, then we can hand it off to community, and it will hopefully keep it going for the next 1,000 years.
Wow. Imagine. Yeah, that would be great. And it will have to evolve. I mean, it will evolve year after year for sure. Because
so my
the world is changing
expectation
super
is
fast.
that the way that these things go is, yes, for this at the start it will evolve super fast, and that's why we need a team, we need a flexible thing, and da da da. But then once it's settled, right? Then you just kind of repeat. I think it's a natural way. It's interesting when you look at music, right? Rock and roll is rock and roll. It hasn't changed in 50 years. But at the start, it was super revolutionary.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So now we're in the innovation phase, which means there'll be lots of learnings, but then hopefully it will settle down. And yeah, I mean, everyone will be different, of course, because it's different people and different projects and different needs in the world. But the format, I'm sure, will settle.
Yeah. Yeah, so true. Is there also someone doing it in France?
France, not yet. I
No.
mean, it's been kind of, yeah, I haven't put out the call and the invitation, but I will. Why? You want to do it in France as well, two locations?
No. I mean, I would like to, but I don't want to put my my own rope again on my neck.
I mean, you would have to be working full time then on this, which is
Yeah, no. Maybe on the second year when I really got the thing going, I will know better what to expect and the realistic part of it.
yeah, nice.
For now, no.
All right. I will. Shall we meet again in 1 week?
Yes, sure.
Would the same time work for you?
Let me
Um,
check. So 11, Tuesday 11, yeah, perfect.
Wait. Uh, I sent you an invitation, and oh, except I didn't change the date. Change the info, not the date. And so in your other projects and stuff, have you run, I mean, I guess you're part of a DAO, but have you run or led teams that are distributed? Have you, what, I mean, what are your favorite collaboration tools? I'm just trying to get a sense of, what is easy for you and where I could be of service in supporting you.
I'm used to work remotely with half of my team in France, but still working from home, and half of the team in Mexico. So I've done that. We were not really using collaboration tools. Right now, I'm starting to use ClickUp, a project management tool. I
Nice.
am currently doing a project management course, so I am working at the same time I'm learning. So, yeah.
How do you like ClickUp?
I think it's really good because it has these project management functionalities like the Gantt chart and the planning and task and milestones, and it also has the area to share documents.
Nice.
So yeah, I think it's good. You have the agenda, you can put reminders. It has AI included, so you can get some extra help, even in the free version. I think you can even embed clips, video clips. Yeah, so far I'm liking it.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, we've been using Asana, but I have a friend who is a total collaboration tool geek, and for a while he was very passionate about ClickUp. So from that, I know it's a good one. Uh, up to how many people on the free version? Because that's what I always look at.
Good question.
Because then those tools end up getting very expensive quickly.
Yeah, no, I think ClickUp is good because even the first pricing level is $7 per month, and then the business is $12. Let me see, for the free version, you have
It's not a lot of money if you're a business and if you have a few employees. It's a lot of money if you have 10, 20 volunteers that are only working a little bit.
yeah, unlimited free plan members. No, it's unlimited free plan members. ClickUp.
But that's for personal use. How is
We'll put it in the chat, the link, so you can see the pricing options.
okay? Unlimited tasks, unlimited free plan members. Cool. It's great. So maybe I learned to use ClickUp from you.
I started 1 week ago, but yeah, so far I'm happy with it.
I can tell you because I've used a bunch of these things, and my learning is it's not the tool that matters, it's your habits and the rituals that you build as a team around it.
How you use it.
Yeah. How you use it, and especially how you plug it into your daily workflow and into your team's workflow. And what does the team that you work on now do?
It's actually with this DAO, Urbanica, we are developing a marketplace. The one I told you about, we are selling ecotech solutions for construction.
Right.
So right now we are participating in a 6-week hackathon. The development team is building the website and plugging it with the blockchain, and another team is developing the impact evaluation methodology, because the products that we will put to sale are going to have an impact evaluation. So we're building this, and I am doing the project management stuff.
Cool. Cool. Great. All right. So I'll see you in a week. I will have the MOU. I'll have interview questions and I'll share stuff in the meantime. Great.
Yes, awesome.
Excellent. Yes.
Good.
Wonderful.
I'm happy.
Me too.
Happy, excited.